Hey, and welcome to Tech Tips with Sold Out Media. We talked about the Aputure MC RGB WW, and we talked about the Lume Cube Mini panel. And I said that I have ordered a third competitor in this race, and that is the Andycine R1. Straight out of the box, it has a USB Type-C charger. It has a lithium-ion polymer battery. The runtime on this unit is 2 hours at max power. This unit is dimmable. It has 10% to 100%. There's 360 colors in RGB mode. This device is true color, CRI 97. The weight of this device is 200 grams. So it is a little bit heavier and a little bit longer than the other two lamps that we're looking at, if that affects your decision. But this guy here, the biggest difference that stood out to me and why I ended up ordering this guy is the lux. And let me just show you these three side by side. Well, if I can figure out how to open the box. Maybe we'll do a quick unboxing here. Inside you have a little certification. You have a lens cleaner or a cleaning cloth, some instructions. You have the light itself. You have a pretty neat little carrying pouch for it. And you have that USB-C charging cable. And you have a hot shoe mount. So it did not, the other two, if you guys remember, they had the diffuser gel or the diffuser, I don't know what you'd call that, the diffuser gummy that sort of sits on it. But here he is. So I'm going to line these guys up side by side so you can see what they look like. And one of the biggest differences, again, what really stood out to me was the luminance, or the lux rather, of these three. So if we turn on the Aputure first, and I hope I don't overexpose the camera too much. I have set all the lights to 3600 Kelvin at 100%. The Aputure is 400 lux at 0.5 meters. The Lume Cube is 550 lux at 0.5 meters. And what made the Andycine so interesting to me, here it is at 1500 lux, by far the brightest of the three. And I'm going to just show you some of the features that this guy does. This guy goes from 2500 Kelvin all the way up to 7000 Kelvin. The Aputure goes from 3200 Kelvin to 6500 Kelvin. And just a reminder, the Lume Cube has even less range, so it only goes from 32 Kelvin. At the high end, it's 5600 Kelvin. Not only is the Andycine brighter than the other two, but it actually gives you a better CCT temperature range, which means if you're on set and you're really trying to keep your color within a certain range with your lights, this one has a lot more options for you. Like the Aputure, and if you guys remember, the Lume Cube doesn't do RGB, it doesn't do color, but this guy does. You see, I can get the entire rainbow and everything in between with that. It has another function too, it has effects, just like the Aputure does. Yeah, this light is actually quite impressive. Price-wise, where these guys come in at, and I had to order all three of these outside of the country. We're sitting in Sweden here right now. I'm a Canadian. Again, this is why prices are all over the map with us. Sometimes I'm talking euros, sometimes I'm talking dollars, sometimes I'm talking Swedish crowns. But we had to order all of these in from the US. In US dollars, the Aputure comes in at $90 US, the Lume Cube at $59 US, and the Andycine at $69 US. So he literally sits on the prices between these two. You get a lot more than you do from the Lume Cube, both in brightness and in the RGB options. And if you like that cool disco effect, well, you have that too in here. But it's way cheaper than the Aputure, more powerful than the Aputure. You don't get the cool case. Remember my colleague Linus, he's really into cases.
We love cases.
So you had this really cool case that came with the Aputure. You're paying a lot of extra for a case, a diffuser, and a lot less power. The only test we have left to do for these lights, and I'll have to let you know because I don't think anybody's interested in watching a video where we sit and watch these 3 lights go from full charge to empty. The manufacturer recommends that at full power, the Aputure lasts 1.5 hours. The Lume Cube, or the Lume Cube Mini Panel Mini, sorry, it lasts 90 minutes. And the Andycine at full power lasts 140 minutes. So it also has seemingly 10 minutes more juice than this guy. It is bigger, so it probably accommodates a slightly bigger battery. So you decide which one is the best for you. I do love Aputure products. I've had a lot of Aputure lights, and they do last a long, long time, and you can drop them, kick them, throw them, drown them in water. Most of the time they keep working. I don't know about this one. It has a little more circuitry in it than the other ones that I have gotten wet. But in general, good build quality. And I don't know if you're just paying for the name or you're paying for the better build quality when it comes to Aputure. But I'm very impressed with this Andycine. Looking forward to seeing how it goes, and we'll let you know. We'll actually maybe sit these 3 lights by our editor, and they can let us know which one dies first. Thanks for your time. I hope you have a great day.
Datuk.